Watch the fireworks across the river after the Boston Pops concert. Bouquets of wildflowers, their ribbons untied, flung across the sky, scattering like fireflies, like neon butterflies, like shards, stained glass, fragmented, flashing, falling, sizzling, sinking into the water, inviting me to start my new life. A bang. Ah. Saddling the horses and going for a ride with my father while it was still cool early in the morning. And my mother would spread out a picnic breakfast under a mimosa tree. And then we'd have our first family swim of the day at the old city pool. And my daddy would always do his famous swan dive off the high board. A year after I moved to Boston, I drove my parents down to the landing where all the people of Demopolis, Alabama would come to watch their fireworks show. It was on the bank of the Tombigbee River, and it was quite an event for everybody. That would be the last 4th of July I would spend with my parents. That weekend, that same weekend, I told my mother that after I had moved to Boston, I'd had an abortion.
Children that I would bring in from the hollers.
church where we would read stories and sing and make maps. He would blame her because she encouraged me to go to New York City the next summer and work with children at the Church of All Nations in the Lower East Side. I had the 9 and 10-year-old boys. They were from everywhere: Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Czechoslovakia. And I always had to break up their fights, which all started with "your mother." But most of all, my father would blame my mother, even though he agreed, because she insisted I attend a women's college, as had she, where she knew that I would learn that women can give birth to many more things than children, many other things that would make their own lives better and make the lives of others richer, more beautiful, healthier, safer, more exciting, maybe even enlightening. I've often wondered if she ever told him about the time that she drove her friend Joe to an old dilapidated house on the wrong side of the tracks in Tallahassee. This was in 1938. And she waited outside in the car to drive her home again when it was over, so that Joe could give birth to her adult self and the creativity that would become her gift to the world. She had her own story, and so does every woman. And every woman deserves to own her whole self in the land of the free, in the home of the brave.